Questions surrounding US President Donald Trump's decision to switch planes following the NATO summit in Ankara continue to make headlines. A day after Trump confirmed that he had swapped Air Force One for a smaller aircraft over concerns about a potential Iranian attack, reports have emerged claiming that US Secretary of War Pete Hegseth he accompanied the president on the flight. White House Deputy Chief of Staff Dan Scavino, Oval Office Operations Director Walt Nauta, and Trump's executive assistant Natalie Wahb had also reportedly been on board. Meanwhile, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent remained on board. It was reportedly to maintain the line of succession in case something happened to Donald Trump. Now, in the event that the president dies or is incapacitated, Vice President J.D. Vance would take power, followed by the Speaker of the House of Representatives and the President pro tempore of the Senate. The Secretary of State comes next in line, followed by the Treasury Secretary. Others who stayed on the initial aircraft included Trump's top domestic policy advisor Stephen Miller and White House Communications Director Stephen Choi. They were accompanied by members of the traveling press corps who were reportedly kept unaware of the plane switch. Trump had flown to the annual gathering of NATO country leaders in Ankara in a new Qatari gifted and retrofitted red, navy and white jet, but ahead of departure, he said that he would fly back home on an older model, baby blue Air Force One plane instead. The president at the time said that the new jet was being flown out ahead of his departure from Ankara to give some U.S. troops based in eastern England a chance to check out the new Air Force One. However, the Washington Post reported this week that Trump wasn't on the old Air Force One on the return flight and that he instead was smuggled onto another jet via a catering truck to avoid a possible Iranian assassination plot. Israel told the Central Intelligence Agency about the threat, which included potential use of shoulder-to-air missiles to target Air Force One. But according to the Washington Post, CIA analysts did not find it compelling. One of the officials who spoke with the newspaper dismissed the intelligence as Israeli-derived and not U.S.-generated and viewed as low confidence, while another said that the Secret Service has had three near misses with the president, so they're not taking any chances. Earlier, we spoke to Dr. Mir Javed Anwar from Tel Aviv on the issue. He's a lecturer of Iranian politics at Reichman University in Israel. He's a West Asia analyst and co-author of the Nuclear Sphinx of Tehran. Let's listen in.
I think what the part of the report that says that the U.S. was not taking U.S. intelligence, was not taking any chances is probably more correct. There are always differences of opinion within intelligence organizations and between intelligence organizations regarding the validity of reports, regarding the possibility of events. So it is, of course, very normal for there to be differences between Israeli intelligence assessments and American intelligence assessments. But I think it seems that the thinking was, look, we may not trust the Israeli intelligence reports, but should we take chances anyway? I mean, is it really worth the cost of taking such a chance? Because if it turns out to be right and President Trump is assassinated, then the cost would be tremendously higher. So I think this is why the Americans decided to go, President Trump's intelligence security detail decided to go with the assessment of the Israeli report just to be on the safe side.